Hi. Last time that we talked, I was going through my whole birth experience with Daphne, and something that I mentioned, I just wanted to kind of continue today, and that was the fact that although I am choosing this time to give birth at a midwife birthing center, I don't have any opinion about anybody else or what they do. I really feel like from my own experience with having Daphne, and then just from sort of observing the world around me, largely social media, that moms, we have a lot of opinions about how things should be done, and it seems like a lot of judgment. And I don't know how much of that judgment is genuine, like we really totally think that we're right. And so everybody should do what we do, or if it's because we really want to be right and we want someone else to agree with us so we feel better about our choices. But anyway, I was just going to tell you some other things I've noticed that are pretty controversial, and what I'm going to do, and how what I'm going to do has nothing to do with what you should do or are going to do, and it would have nothing to do with our friendship, and I would never try to talk you out of doing anything the way that you're doing it. And maybe even it would appreciate some grace in the same thing. So obviously I'm planning to have my baby at a birthing center, because I'm going to be 42. If there's any risk factors involved, we may have to change that. We'll see. But let's see what else. I plan to use cloth diapers. I did not do that with Daphne. The reason I would like to do it now is twofold. Number one is the expense of diapers, which was just overwhelming, but also just the actual act of going to the store and buying diapers all the time. So I'm hoping to avoid that. We'll see. Kind of that works in tandem with that I would like to also breastfeed. With Daphne, I didn't get to. She was tongue-tied and not thriving at first. So I would like to breastfeed because it's less expensive also. And if I happen to forget a bottle, it's okay because I have food on me, and that'd be awesome. So if that works out, then the whole cloth diapering thing should be easier because storing soiled diapers for a couple of days is supposedly less offensive if it's a product of breastfeeding. So again, all of those are pretty much for my convenience and cost. I don't have a philosophy like, I don't know, environmentally, I suppose the disposable diapers don't want to break down in landfills, and I suppose that's bad, but I went through a gajillion of them when Daphne was a baby, so I don't really have a dog in that fight. And again, it's pretty much just for my own convenience, and I say mine, I mean my family's convenience and hopefully lack of cost. And the thing is, though, if I try to breastfeed and it ends up being as stressful and screaming and weight loss and jaundice and everything else as it was with Daphne, I won't devote 3 months of my baby's life at first to try to make it work. I will just get a bottle and we'll get on with life and it'll be fine. It always is. So I just don't understand people putting so much anxiety into that whole process, and I'm not going to do it. The other thing, let's see, we homeschool, so I know a whole lot of attachment parents and co-sleepers. And I certainly do have a sling. When Daphne was little and we worked at Boys Town, I would strap her on. This is probably, I shouldn't say this, but I would strap her on and I would turn sideways and I would cook dinner. That's probably not very safe. We didn't fry stuff though. And so I liked wearing her, not all the time. She actually was a baby who liked to be put down. If you tried to snuggle her to you for too long, she would start getting restless and cranky, which I understand. I'm kind of the same way. So attachment parenting in that just constant baby wearing, never putting them down, not using a stroller ever, didn't work. It wouldn't have worked with Daphne. So I guess I'll just kind of take the baby's lead personality wise and see what he or she feels about being held a lot and being carried around a lot. Also, a lot of it may have to do with my back, which so far is great. So that's good. And then as far as co-sleeping, I can't co-sleep. I have a hard time sleeping if the cat is on our bed, and I'm not worried about smothering the cats. I mean, no offense. I'm just not that worried about it. But, you know, it's like when you're waiting for something to happen or you're waiting for your phone to ring and you try to go to sleep, but you're not really asleep because you're half awake listening. That's how I am when there is a child in bed with me who is small enough that I could pose a danger to them, but also because they're very squirmy. I know Daphne would punch and kick, and I hated being in a hotel and having to sleep with her when she was sick. I never got any sleep. When we first, Daphne was in our bedroom for about a week. Put her in the bedroom after her own bedroom after a week because I wasn't getting any sleep. Literally every time she rolled over, I would wake up. I was getting no sleep, even in the hour and a half, 2 hours she was asleep. I was not sleeping because any movement from her and I woke up. I can't have a baby in the same room with me. It keeps me awake. And in fact, I had a baby monitor for about 3 days, and then I turned it off because if she woke up and cried, I could hear her. Our house wasn't that big. This house isn't that big. So if they cry, I can hear them. If they're just making, I'm rearranging noises, then really I don't want to be woken up. And that's selfish a little bit, but it's also really necessary to my ability to parent well. I don't function well without sleep. Right before James got married, I gave him an out because of my back. I was getting 2 hours of sleep at a time. I was operating on about 4 hours of sleep every night, and sometimes 5. And I was a basket case. His family came and visited. You can ask them. I was a mess. I do not cope well when I'm sleep deprived. So the no co-sleeping, not even having the bassinet in my room is partially for my own comfort, but I need to be comfortable and I need to get sleep in order to be the best parent that I can be and to be able to give what I have when I'm awake so I can take care of the baby. So what else can you think of? There's, besides breastfeeding versus bottle feeding, cloth diapers versus disposable diapers, attachment parenting. I will definitely not do any kind of sleep scheduling or trying to get the kid on a schedule or making it stay awake a certain amount of time after it eats. I tried that with Daphne and it stressed me out and it didn't work. And I thought it was mean the one time that I took one of the books I read advice and tried to keep her awake by rubbing her skin with a cold washcloth to keep her awake. It was ridiculous. I'm not going to do that either. I think that it'll work best just to follow the baby's own rhythms, even if I find them inconvenient. Besides the times that she was pretty young and I would try to let her cry it out, I didn't rest during that time, and it didn't make her sleep through the night any faster. She didn't sleep through the night till she was 9 months old. And even then I had to wean her off of that one middle bottle in the night. So for all the people that say, I did it in 6 weeks, my kid was sleeping through the night, that's awesome for you. Did not work for me. And I'm not going to stress myself out by trying to force a kid onto a schedule that doesn't work. So there's that. Let's see. There's, where to actually have your baby, whether to do it naturally or with drugs. What else? What else are some of the things that we moms kind of judge each other for? I'll tell you right now, I'm not judging you. It's hard enough, and we all need support, right? So let me know what you think. Let me know what struggles you've had. Let's all support each other, okay?